What up, Bulls Nation? Peck here from CHGO Bulls, live from our CHGO headquarters downtown Chicago. Live pregame coming up next, breaking down the Bulls' close loss to the Cavs, 119-113. Couldn't quite take down their undefeated Central Division rivals. Zach looked good, Coby looked good, Donovan Mitchell goes off. We're talking about all of it next, live on Postgame. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls Postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bam! BAWL Sports. Man in the middle, Uncle Will Perdue 32.
That's him.
And the queen on the controls, the one and only Katie Duffy.
That's her.
Thank you for joining us. Hit that like button right now so we don't bug you about it later.
We will.
And we still will. We're going to break down this Bulls loss to the Cavs tonight, 119-113. And we'll get to as many of y'all's thoughts as we can. Throw us a super chat or two if you're feeling generous tonight. I love it. Chillin' Villain in the comments just said, I am over it. Man, depends on what you're looking for.
Seriously.
To me, that is a perfect 24-25 Chicago Bulls game.
Yes.
And result.
Yes.
You battled the last remaining undefeated team in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
The 11-0 Cleveland Cavaliers. It was a 1-point game after one quarter. You held a 1-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 1-point game at halftime. You're down 1. It's a 3-point game. You're down 3 going to the fourth quarter. Coby's balling, hitting threes all over the place.
Talk to him.
Zach LaVine goes off in the fourth quarter to give the Bulls a real shot at this one. Julian gives him great minutes. Dalen doing feisty Dalen things.
Feisty.
And Donovan Mitchell is really good, and Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs get the W.
Yes.
All of that rounds out to a great night for the Bulls, in this Bulls fan's humble opinion.
We'll pass that opinion this away. Fun, bad, ladies and gentlemen. Fun, bad. Listen, that was such a fun game to watch.
It was.
I mean, come on, man. Six players in double figures for the Bulls. Their entire starting five was in the plus column, except for one player. I'll let you take a guess who. But yeah, they played really well. Like, they stepped up to the challenge. Like we talked about before, and Will has spoken about playing down to your competition. And they played straight up to their competition, man. And Cleveland wanted to beat them, obviously. By the way, Donovan Mitchell came out and the way he was playing. They wanted to beat them, but the Bulls were going at it back and forth. They weren't scared. They played really good basketball. I loved the pace of the first half, man. I was really enjoying that game. And then in the second half, it got even more fun for me. You saw Cleveland switch up a little bit, start running the zone out there on them. You saw players like my new favorite player, who is Jerome, on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Man, that is my new favorite player right there.
Jerome.
The grit. Oh, here's what Goon of the Night is all about. It is the best. But, man, dude, I really enjoyed that game. And I loved it because the fourth quarter, I turned to you, man, I said, well, comes down to who's that guy? Who's got that guy on their team? And you saw Zach say, well, I'm that guy. I'm going to step up. I'm going to be that guy and try to get this for us. And then you saw Cleveland say, good effort, but we got Donovan Mitchell and we got Darius Garland. We're going to go ahead and take this victory.
I think good and bad.
Yes.
I'll do pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
First of all, you competed.
Yes.
From the get-go. Okay? And it took an extraordinary first half from, an all-star to keep the Cavs in the game.
Yes, sir.
And Donovan Mitchell.
Yes, sir.
Okay, number one. Number two, you made him earn it. You didn't just play 3 good quarters and fall off at the end. Now, it's kind of, this is the part about me that's kind of torn, because I think, hey, you established what you wanted to establish tonight. Competed, make them earn it, and then you lost. I think we all know what the ultimate goal is. So, before we get too deep on this, we kind of have to remind ourselves of that.
Yes.
But Also, on the other side of the coin, I was a little surprised that they elected to start walking the ball up in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact you had a golden opportunity to beat this team, number one. Number two, this is what I keep talking about in the evolution of Coby White, about him being the leader of this team, okay? As you just mentioned, Zach balled out in the fourth, 11 points. I love that aspect. But what I don't like is Zach dribbling the ball up after makes, because now you're walking it up. You're taking precious seconds off the shot clock, which means you're limiting the number of options you can run within the offense. And you're allowing, the one thing about Cleveland tonight, they got exposed defensively, I thought. They're better than what we saw tonight, but I think that's also how good the Bulls' offense is when they push the pace, okay? I mean, literally the difference in the game was turnovers.
Yeah.
Bulls had 21 turnovers for 35 Cavs points.
Yoicks.
But this is where I kept clamoring last year about Coby. He's got to look at those guys and just say, hey, that's mine. Zach, get down. Let's push. We still got to run. We still got to run, because this team's best offense is pushing the pace. Yeah. Because then what happens if you look to attack, penetrate and kick, extra pass, wide open three, okay? And you didn't see that in the fourth. They had very limited options within their offense because they were walking it up and a lot of isolation basketball.
Well, let me say that to that point, it was not a point where you felt like they settled down as it got closer and the game got tighter, and you just saw the ball like just ring around the rosy, kind of playing hopscotch. But Coby in that situation is supposed to be that guy. Give me the ball. Everybody settle down. We're about to run this right here. You saw Darius Garland definitely do that. Yep. He asked for it. He told Mitchell, dude, give me the ball. I got it. And he stood out there at the top of the key, and he told him everybody what he needed to be, and then they ran the play. So, yes, that's what you want to see more of from Coby White. You're absolutely right on that.
But I think that, and the thing is, though, I thought, it's just my opinion, by slowing it down, you gave the advantage to the Cavs because of, the players that they have.
But they have to find they were too sped up, because when they would get the ball, it would just be it was a hot rock after a while, and that's what the turnovers started coming, because that Vooch turnover kind of came from that.
Yeah, but that's where also listen, I understand what they're doing. They're making personnel decisions, okay? And I saw somebody on the Twitter talking about guys. I mean, they have guys that struggle with the basketball.
Yeah.
Whether it's the handles, the decisions they make when they have the basketball. And, it's more than just about dribbling. But that's just where this team has to get better. And that's where we come across about talking about development. So, hey, you saw what happened tonight. You could watch the film, work on individual improvement. Oh, we lost. Damn. On to the Knicks. Let's see what happens.
Oh, shucks.
Oh,
shucks.
I mean, the thing about the pace changing in that second half, I think you're right. And our guy, French Bulls TV, in the comments also pointed out the Bulls had a tough time dealing with that zone defense.
Yes.
I think if you have a competent, fast-paced offense, a zone defense is less effective because you put guys in the right space, you move without the ball, you find those open pockets of the zone, and you pick it apart that way. But the Bulls' offense of DeMar and statues the last 3 years, how many times did we sit here in a postgame show and said, man, when they switched to zone, whether it be the Miami Heat or anyone else, the Bulls offense, the wheels fell off.
Every time.
And we kind of saw some of that happen tonight.
You're right. Even when they ran the small ball lineup out there and they had Patrick at the 5, you still saw that. And they were running it with their bench. They were running that zone with their bench guys. Yeah. So their big guys
Zones are
really
effective
out
when
there.
you're not moving.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly right. So
what was that? What'd you say?
I said zone defenses are effective when you're not moving.
Damn, son.
You heard him.
Did you get sleep last night?
Hey, look alive, Will.
I mean, you were just – you were
the bars.
I mean, you were smoking in the pregame.
Come on, Will.
And now look at you in the postgame.
Come on, Will.
The amount of surprise I get from this guy for just being prepared and good at my job, I swear.
Hey, Katie, you know where this all started?
No.
You called us a bunch of yahoos?
No. Friday night.
Okay.
He didn't have to work.
We don't got time for that.
What are you talking about? We got a freaking hour. Friday night. Didn't have to work. No show.
No show.
Redacted cooked dinner for him. He didn't share that with us until after he went off the air.
So you share it now.
What are you doing, man?
So how was the dinner on Friday night?
Honestly, I was not feeling all that great Friday, so thanks for fucking calling me out. I had to bail, and I went to bed Friday night.
So you got some sleep. You're clear-headed.
Oh, Will.
So about this
listen.
Cavs game.
Sometimes you got to do what's best for you.
That's true. I agree.
And what she doesn't understand is you actually did her a favor. And the reason why I say that is because I know you good enough that if you weren't feeling well, if you were feeling bad enough where you called and canceled, because I think I get a good solid feeling how you feel about this girl.
Oh my God.
You actually did her a favor because you would have went to dinner. You wouldn't have been in the best of mood, and she would have been like, well, you didn't like it? But is there something wrong with you? And then you would have been like, I just don't feel well. And then in her mind, she's like, is it me? Is it him? You actually did her a favor, and I hope she understands that.
Okay. Well, please let your wife know that I very much enjoy the chocolate chip cookie that you gave me. All right, guys. So, Bulls cap.
Let him move on, Will.
Jamoy Fowler.
That's all, folks.
I know we were losing this game after that 360 layup. That's just the way things work for us. Man, that Donovan Mitchell 360 layup was something else.
Dude, the missed dunk was something else too. Like that was
gonna be the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, seriously.
And my goodness, with such authority.
Yeah.
But instead, not so much. The Bulls hung around a little bit later. But I mean, we talked in pregame about how Donovan Mitchell just like has it out for the Bulls for some reason. It was a currently season high 36 from him tonight.
Yeah.
He did drop 25 of those in the first half on 5 of 10 shooting from downtown. He finishes just 7 of 16 overall from downtown and just 12 of 26 from the field. So like the Bulls made Donovan Mitchell work for it tonight.
They did.
They didn't necessarily give him anything easy, but I mean, anytime I saw a Bulls defender go under a screen and Donovan was at the top of the key, it didn't matter where he was. He was just like, let me pull up and take this. Let me pull up and take this. Let me pull up and take this.
Yeah, man. Like he balled out. Like, and he did it in such the superstar way. First quarter, I'm hot. Give me the ball. I got it. Second, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Third, let's see if I'm still hot. Oh, I'm not. I'm not like that. I'll wait till that fourth quarter when it's money time. And when that money time came, you cash your check. And that's what you do with those superstar kind of players. And I love the role players around him too. I mentioned Garland and how he played. Evan Mobley with 15 and 11 played great. Jared Allen, we'll see if he's even able to play Friday. He went out with the injury, looks like, to his ankle, but he still stayed on the bench. So we'll see if we see him again on Friday. We talked about how LeVert always kind of kills the Bulls. He came out with 12 points in 23 minutes against the Bulls tonight too. So, and of course, I mentioned my man Jerome. Listen to these stats, baby. 21, he had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. He off the bench. He was a plus 21. I mean, you just couldn't take your eyes off him on the floor. I couldn't take my eyes off of this dude. He was doing everything I like
Dark Horse
in my
MVP
little players. Man. Oh, come on, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm building my all-goon team. I just found my point guard. Like right now, it's him and Dalen on the squad. We'll see. We're still recruiting. We'll see who else is on there. Will's going to coach the team. And, I mean, the rest of the guys they had, Yang, I don't like Yang at all, but I give him credit where credit is due. Had his 12 points and his 5 rebounds in 16 minutes.
That YMCA ball, man.
That YMCA baller. Yang, yang. He's out there doing his thing. So they know how to score timely. And the way they're doing it, Will, is what you see those winning teams do. It's not just in a cluster in one time. It's never in a panic. It's always, oh, this is close. We'll keep it cool. We'll still move the ball around. Everybody score because we know we're going to get another opportunity to get right back in this thing.
Indeed. Let's take one quick break there. We will come back, continue diving into tonight's Bulls loss to the Cavs. Put up a good fight, came up just short. Let us know what you're thinking out there in the comments. We'll get to as many as we can as we move forward. Don't forget to hit that like button while we share these words from our friends and sponsors.
Hello. Fresh.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, don't be shocked at my greatness, Katie. It's how I roll. It's HelloFresh, y'all, because with HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip the trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and Will Perdue's favorite thing, affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. And that holiday season is just around the corner, y'all. And you're always looking for ways to spend and, just to have a little less stress. HelloFresh makes mealtime nearly hassle-free with delicious home-delivered, chef-crafted recipes that come together quick and are less expensive than takeout. Whether you're craving a hearty comfort food, got that pasta in there, trying to please those picky eaters, get that out my face, or you're looking for a calorie-smart plan, HelloFresh has all those options and more available on a rotating menu of 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 recipes to choose from every single week. I got my HelloFresh meal kit. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was amazing. It doesn't take you long to do. 25, 30 minutes, you cooking yourself a meal that you can eat half then, or you can eat all of it right there at that time, just depending on how you feeling, man. They're nicely portioned to where you can serve it out too. If you got a family of 2 or 3, they got you covered on that as well, man. Like, I highly recommend HelloFresh. And guess what? You could get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com/free bulls. Apply across 7 boxes. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. I gotta whisper the stars stuff. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals just by going to HelloFresh.com/free bulls. Oh, it's the best, y'all. I encourage it. Deal with it. Because it's hello, F-R-E-S-H, fresh.
Stu's tripping.
Yeah.
Kimberly in the comments said HelloFresh taught my daughters how to cook. FantasyCast Podcast said HelloFresh taught me how to cook beans right.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. HelloFresh is the deal.
I think you mean how to cook beans correctly, but nonetheless.
Grammar police.
Can't help myself.
Grammar police.
This country is getting dumber, y'all, and I am going to do whatever I can about that fact.
You were doing it before that occurred, Matt. That's not an excuse. The grammar cop, always on the scene.
Always. I refuse to give up and let the dumb people win.
Do like I do, Katie, and just say stuff wrong just so he'll correct it. Watch his head explode. And watch his head explode when you do it.
You just triggered me again.
Trickery? Trickery, hickory, dock.
Also brought to you by Empire Today, y'all. There is no goon of the night, although tonight would have been a lot of great candidates had they pulled it out. Mm-hmm. But there's only one candidate when you need when you're looking for new flooring, and that's Empire Today. Mm-hmm. With Empire, you get shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a low price guarantee. Empire's the best place to get new flooring. We all know this. So, of course, they have copycats and wannabe competitors. But Empire cannot be beaten on quality, service, or speed. So all competitors can try to do is advertise low-quality products at basement prices that Empire simply won't bother to carry.
Boom.
Empire doesn't promise the lowest prices because anyone who does that is putting floors in your home that they wouldn't even bother to put in theirs.
Jerks.
Empire's philosophy is to help you find what you need, not overwhelm you with thousands of unnecessary choices. What they leave out of their selection, just as important as what they put into it. Be sure to also check out their incredible virtual floor designer, a great way to see how new flooring and different kinds of flooring will look in any space in any room in your home. It's easy. Just snap a picture, and then you can see how it looks with your furniture, your table, your chairs, your decor, the paint color on your walls, all that stuff. They also service their own warranties, y'all. You don't have to track down a manufacturer's phone number. Just call Empire. They'll take care of it. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 discount when they use promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/CHGO for details. 588-2300. Dave.
Empire
Today.
Yeah.
What y'all been losing your mind over?
Oh, you about to see.
Am I?
Katie saw it too. You about to see.
I got a new name for him now.
Because he's here.
I heard a jingle.
Oh, we heard the jingle. The world ain't ready.
Bring it.
Let's go.
That's where he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Joining us on the Go Talk Hotline from the United Center Live, it is the one and only Will the Goat Gottlieb.
That's one fresh. Look at that quote. Look at it. Look at it, ladies and gentlemen. Ow! Where to go? Gottlieb ain't playing with none of y'all.
There's no way there's no product in that era. There is zero chance.
That is amazing, Will.
Looking
I'm gonna have to
good,
start doing
sir.
these calls without a camera on. Sorry, guys.
Oh God. Yeah,
Don't deprive the wonderful people out there at Bulls Nation of what we see on our screen right now.
I'm telling you, Will Gottlieb, as soon as you came on the screen, when Matt was reading it, Will Perdue looked at me and said, yo! He said, man. And I said, I saw it too, Will. I saw it too. The quaff is quaffing, sir. Well done.
Will, this was a really hashtag fun bad game for the Bulls tonight. Coby looks great in the first half, shoots the lights out. Zach LaVine puts on a show in the fourth quarter. The Bulls really give this undefeated Cavs team a good fight and come up just a little shy. I'm curious what Billy Donovan had to say in as far as his initial remarks and what he saw with the team's effort and then especially their execution down the stretch of that fourth quarter tonight.
Yeah, I think the big thing was the turnovers. Obviously, another big turnover game for the Bulls. They had 20 of them, and I believe it was 35 points off of turnovers for the Cavs. Now, the Cavs, on the other hand, had 7 turnovers, and the Bulls had maybe 11 points off of them. So you're just playing kind of a different game when the margins there are so big. And look, I mean, the Bulls are shooting a lot more threes this year. They're helping to offset that. They actually shot a higher percentage on threes than the Cavs, but made one fewer. So 14 of 38 from three for the Bulls, 15 of 45 for the Cavs. And so that should keep you in the game. Obviously the Cavs got to the line more. That helps them. That puts them in a better position. They got more offensive rebounds. That helps them. That puts them in a better position. But really, I think when you break it down in terms of the areas in the game that contributed to the Cavs getting this win, it was the turnovers and the inability to get good shots. And then also, the Cavs just being really efficient with the ball going the other way. And so that's something that, I do think, and Josh Giddey was just saying this when we were talking to him in the locker room, the style of play with the pace that they're going, it is conducive to a high turnover amount, but they can still be better within that. And I think you saw that, especially down the stretch where Zach was really cooking. He scored a bunch of points in a row. And then, Ty Jerome just picked his pocket and, they weren't able to get anything on a couple of plays. And when you're just trading baskets, all of a sudden not being able to get 2 of those, that's the game right there. And so it's the timeliness, obviously, but then also just throughout the game, there's a lot of missed opportunities there. And I thought the Cavs were just a better team execution-wise tonight, and that's why they remain undefeated, and the Bulls are now 4-7.
Well, I thought it was another really good game from Zach LaVine all around. Not just the scoring that he did, but the way he scored, when he scored in that fourth quarter, knowing that, this is that time where I take over the game. But also I thought he was solid defensively, just the effort that he put forth. What did you see from the attackery of Zachary tonight, sir?
Yeah, I thought he was great. I mean, plus 18 and a 6-point loss, that should tell you a lot about his impact on the game. And again, a guy who I've been told many times is not a winning player. Here he is putting his stamp on the Bulls playing really competitively against the best team in the Eastern Conference right now. So just in terms of impact, I thought he was great. The shot making is what it is. I mean, it is what it has always been, which is to say very high level, incredibly efficient, 12 of 20 from the field. Didn't even really get to the free throw line at all. He was 0 of 1, 2 of 7 from the line. So it was just high level shot making. I thought he was really aggressive and just getting the Bulls offense when they needed it. The Bulls really want to play fast and they want to get the defense on their heels, but I thought that zone in the third quarter kind of messed them up a little bit. The Cavs' ability to go big, to go small, to go 2 bigs, to go 1 big, they can just throw a lot of different stuff at you. And Zach was saying that just makes you think, but sometimes the best counter to a zone is just making a tough shot from the middle of the floor. And so I thought he was great there. And then also taking on the defensive assignment of Donovan Mitchell to start the game. He kind of is the best perimeter defender in the starting unit this side of Patrick Williams, who obviously is not going to be on Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland. So he's had to take on a lot in that category. And obviously he was saying he appreciates it when Io gets the call and he's able to come in the game and relieve him there. But you do have to credit Zach for his attention to detail on the ball at the very least on the defensive end.
So Fletch, I had a question in regards to Zach. He's 6'3", 6'6" with a fro.
Oh, good.
Did you think this was Zach's best game defensively? Because I really saw him, attempting to play defense in that fourth quarter.
I thought he was good. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the Bulls just have so many areas to pick at if you're an opposing defense. I mean, so many times down the stretch, and this is why Giddey got pulled again and did not close for the second straight game, was yeah, Zach was not Donovan Mitchell, but you can just call for a screen, a guard screen, get Coby White or, Josh Giddey switched onto Donovan, and then you put him in another screening action and you put Vooch on the ball. And the Bulls were trying to show and bring Vooch very high to the level of the screen to try to get the ball out of the handler's hands. But I mean, there's just so many areas of weakness that at times it can make Zach look like one of the better defensive options out there. And I think that's true. He's always been, I think, a little bit underrated as an on-ball defender. But I think just the infrastructure around him, I mean, when you have a team with Giddey and LaVine and Coby White and Vooch out there, Patrick can't play defense for 5. And even if he could, this has not been his best defensive season. And so there are just areas to pick at. And I think it's all relative and can make guys look better or worse. But I think the issue is that there just aren't a lot of great options out there in terms of stoppers who aren't also going to hurt you on the offensive end. And that's why I think Ayo is such an important piece here, because he can really be that two-way player that the Bulls need, especially at the guard position. I mean, they've obviously got Patrick out there, and he played well tonight. Dalen Terry can defend well, but he's not giving you very much offensively. So there's not a lot of guys that can really give you both. And I think, again, that's why, to me, Ayo is so important to this team.
What is it about P. Will? I mean, me and Dave were talking. I was like, listen, we're at 11 games. I said we really need to grade him at 20. But I have seen some improvement. But what is it that you've seen? Because you've obviously been at the games. We're watching on TV. Is there a specific skill set that you've seen that is definitely improved that maybe is not transferring on to those that are watching from television?
There is something that I think has been kind of key over the last couple of games, which is that oftentimes the opposing team will put a guard on Patrick because they know he's not really a threat to take them off the dribble or post them up. But I've actually seen him try to take guards into the post a couple of times tonight. He had Ty Jerome on him, and he tried to drag him in there, and the Cavs were able to switch out of it. But I just like that aggressiveness and understanding in terms of what is the situation here? How can I use my advantage? And I think the Bulls as a group need to kind of look to him a little bit more. But to me, this was one of the better Patrick Williams games of the season. I mean, 13 and 10, not the most incredible numbers, but a double-double for the first time. They took a rebound off, and then now there's back to 10. I'm not sure if it will actually stick as 10 rebounds on the box score at the end of the game, but his first double-double since January 2023. So it's been almost 2 years for him. And the rebounding issue has been something we've talked a lot about, but you got to credit him there for leading the team tonight. And I think he has shown some more aggressiveness off the ball to try to put himself in advantageous positions, whether it's for him to score or to just set somebody else up. But I thought this was good from Patrick. He had a couple assists in the first half. To me, it's really the consistency piece. I mean, he had 10 points at halftime. I think he had 10 and 5 at halftime. And so to only get 3 points in the second half, it's not all about makes and misses from beyond the arc. Obviously, 3 of 7 tonight, and 5 of his field goals, or he had 5 field goals, 3 of which were from beyond the arc. This is what we talked about before. I want to see him continue to drive the ball, get to the free throw line. No attempts for him tonight. So it's that kind of assertiveness. But I like the aggressiveness away from the ball to try to get himself involved when opposing teams throw a guard on him.
Goat, I'm curious to get your thoughts on the Bulls' second unit tonight. Billy kind of shrunk his rotation for all intents and purposes. I mean, yes, Buzelis got in there for a short stint. So did Sanogo, filling in for the under the weather Jalen Smith, and then THT got 1 minute. But it was really Ayo with 31 minutes, Dalen 15, Julian 10. And I thought Ayo, Julian, and Dalen all had moments that were bright spots of showing motor, showing effort, going after 50-50 balls, competing on the boards, things like that. But they all were smoked as far as plus minus compared to the Cavs second unit. Mm-hmm. When we talk about the differing goals and how they might be conflicting goals for this collective team this season and wanting to see progress from the younger guys, Zach LaVine, Vooch, Coby White primarily were the 3 reasons the Bulls were in this game. What do you make of the night that the Bulls' younger guys off the bench had? Because I did like some of the things I saw from them from an effort standpoint, but their numbers were not encouraging.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I mean, the Bulls were in this game because, Vooch and Zach were heavy positives in the minutes that they played. They combined for 46 points. They combined for 21 of 35 shooting. So hyper efficient from those guys. And then everybody else, I mean, Coby obviously had that stretch in the second quarter where he was going crazy from beyond the arc. And I do think he played well. But again, he's a veteran on this team now. I mean, he's been in the league for, this is his 6th year. He is not a young player. I know he's 24, but like for all intents and purposes, he is one of the veterans on this team. And those three were really driving things. I mean, Giddey had a nice night, but he also had a couple of turnovers that I think put the Bulls in a tough spot. And then obviously, as I mentioned, did not close the game. And so we've talked about this before where it's like, if the Bulls are winning games and, putting themselves in positions to be in the play-in or in the playoffs because their young players are playing well, that's one thing. But I think you're seeing them be competitive in these games because of this maybe unsustainably hot shooting from their former all-star players. Vooch is not going to go, 58% from the field for the rest of his life. That's just not going to happen. Same with Zach. He's shooting the ball as well as he ever has, and that's great, and it's keeping them in games. But to your point, Matt, I want to see more development from some of the younger guys like Dalen, like Modest, like Julian. And the Bulls did have to go small tonight. They forced the Cavs into going small with Niang at the 5 a couple of different times, but there go the lights. But they were kind of beaten in those moments, and I think it's just going to be a slower process. And Will can probably speak better to this than I can, but as a young player, like just because you're getting minutes doesn't mean you are developing. Like you have to do something positive in those minutes, and that doesn't necessarily mean a bunch of points, but it's just like understanding the game, knowing where to be, knowing how to contribute, and helping put your team in a better position to get a stop on one end and get a bucket on the other. And I think that is a slow process for a lot of guys. And so, yes, it's good that they're getting minutes, but they also have to be doing something positive in those minutes. And you see some of that from Dalen. You see some of that from Julian. Obviously, not enough of Modest to really know. But to me, that has to be like the long-term approach. And I expect as the season wears on that those guys will get more and more minutes and that they'll be able to learn more and then make more adjustments and produce more with that larger role and with more film that they can study of themselves.
Well, it appears that the United Center crew is trying to get out of there early tonight, so we'll let you go. Go. We appreciate it. There's a lot of ideas about your hair and the darkness that just happened. We want Quaff After Dark. That's the new one-off show that CHGO is going to be working on for all of you out there at Bulls Nation. Go. We appreciate the time. As Katie told y'all in the comments, make sure you read his latest, allchgo.com, breaking down 10 interesting stats about the Bulls' first 10 games. We will see you tomorrow, buddy.
I will see you guys then.
Will_Gottlieb, the one and only. We got to take one more quick ad break. Then we will come back with our final thoughts on tonight's game. Y'all's final thoughts on tonight's game right after this. Ray! The Black Friday sales event, y'all. It's going on all month long at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. It's not just CHGO dieharddom that has a Black Friday sales event. So does Ray. That means you can score huge Black Friday savings on your next vehicle the entire month of November. But don't let these deals pass you up. Stop in today to browse their huge inventory of new vehicles. And right now, shop savings like 0% financing available on all new 2024 Jeep models. And shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. Let the amazing team at Ray CDJR help you during each step of your car shopping journey. With that raised price promise, the numbers you're hearing right now, the numbers you see when you go to the website, are the same prices you can expect to shop when you show up and say, hey, I want that car for that price. That's because the raised price promise means no price changing, no add-ons, no hidden fees, ever, never, not once, never lost. Since they prioritize affordability for their customers, hurry into Ray CDJR today. Shop one of Chicago's largest inventories. Then drive home with more money in your hip pocket than you'd expect. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, you got to check out the team at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram because they're the only team we recommend, y'all. Visit them today, Route 12 in Fox Lake. For more information, visit Ray CDJR in Fox Lake or raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since 1963.
That's a while.
Since before the days of Carlos Boozer.
Yes. Shout out Boozer. It was there, man.
Chucky Brew.
Oh, he was embracing chill. See this man over here? He just embraced chill. And you can do the same thing too. Because why? Coors Light.
Oh, yes, sir.
Between work, social media, and the choices life throws our way, it's no wonder we're more worked up. Coors Light celebrates rising above and choosing a chill mindset. Right now, turn that rained out barbecue into the Will to Go Gottlieb and Will Perdue 18th annual karaoke house party. Will says it's a black tie affair.
It's at Beck's house.
Fair. After a tough loss, settle scores.
No black ties allowed.
Settle scores.
That's the black tie T-shirt.
Oh, well,
That'll work.
Now it's a party. With the ice cold peace offering, make that choice to choose chill, then reach for a cold Coors Light. It is mountain cold refreshment because when those mountains turn blue, oh yes, you know what to do. It's cold lager, cold filter, and cold package for a smooth finish. When you embrace chill, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a frosty cold Coors Light. Crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rays. Make the most out of those times to choose chill, choose Coors Light. Get it delivered straight to your door via Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/CHGO Basketball. That's CoorsLight.com/CHGO Basketball. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Oh, there's so many good comments about Goat's hair right now.
They going on. They going in on them.
Oh my goodness.
Listen.
Fantasy Cast podcast, the Goat carries a snack in his quaff. Did you see that little tussle he was doing to himself?
He was showing off. He was showing off. Showing off for the people.
Also, Fantasy Cast said, the quaff is the penthouse to the skyrise that is the Goat.
Well done. Very poetic. A nice haiku.
Katie reminded also all of you out there, Bulls Nation, that Goat's hair needs at least 27 more likes.
Yeah, at least.
Minimum.
Minimum.
Oh, Die Hard should get a lock of Goat's hair. Ooh, I don't know if he would agree to that.
I don't know if you.
Justin, Michael Patak saying, Goat, do you blow dry your own hair? What's the secret? I don't think that anyone's ever getting that secret from Goat.
Yeah, you're never getting it, man. You know,
I think it's just the magic of the Goat.
Just who he is, man. Everybody thinks it's product.
Will's hair is a paid actor. Should not laugh at that.
That's pretty good.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty good. Well done. Well done. Goat's hair got a job.
Yeah, it really does. Paul Mata say, what did I miss? All kinds of things.
All kinds
Did
of
you
things.
miss the game or just the first 45 minutes of post game?
Oh man.
Either way, not much. Just kidding. You missed a ton.
Yes, man.
Do we want to touch on briefly the thing that Go mentioned before we got out of here? The Patrick Williams
Patrick
double-double?
Williams. Yeah, because your face during that time was absolutely hilarious. So yes, I would love to discuss that. Patrick, I feel like this is kind of his thing. Consistency has been an issue for Pat, but I'm finding this has been consistent. First half, 8-10 points, shooting the ball well, getting a few rebounds, maybe. Maybe not. Today, yes. Got 6 rebounds, 10 points, 6 rebounds in the first half, looking spry out there. He was trying. A lot of that stuff I don't mind him missing because I just want to see him do that. So he was putting in the effort. Second half, 3 points, 3 rebounds. The end. And it feels like that's what it's been.
A better second half than he had the other night.
Yeah, but it's
when it was 0 rebounds, 0 points.
Yes, and it feels like that's been the consistency. In that first half, he's got it together, and in that second half, he just disappears. Now, some of those shots just aren't going in. Obviously, he took a 3-pointer that he just didn't hit. We saw him, Matt, actually try to get a tip dunk, which is definitely something we're not used to seeing. We saw him try, and that's why it didn't go in.
Keyword there, try.
Yeah, he tried. He put in the effort to get it. We saw him read it, take off from the 3-point line, go up strong, and it just didn't go down. I mean, hey, Donovan Mitchell missed his too. So that stuff happens. And I appreciate that effort from him. But again, I'm on the no excuses tour, so it's a little different with me. But yeah, if you look at the line, and we were discussing this even before the game. He was like, if we just looked at that line, the last line he had, he's like, oh, okay. He had that. He had a few points, rebounds, nice that. And I'm like, yeah, Will, talk about the second half is what I'm talking about. He disappears in that second half, and that's where those 20 points will come into play. And that's where those big rebounds will come into play. And we just want him to be better, on the floor in that second half because he's going to be in the game. He has to be in that game to provide some kind of defense and spreading the floor, out there on the offensive end as well. Or if they want to run a small ball lineup, you can cheat with that too with him at the 5. But he's got to figure out a better way to impact the Bulls and impact the game in the second half.
No, you're exactly right. He's got to be able to be in the game to make game-changing plays. I don't mean offensively. I mean whether it's a specific rebound, the timing of the rebound, defense, keeping a ball alive, or possibly a back cut, with a strong finish. I would actually like to know, when was the last time he went to the free throw line?
1986. When he was just a twinkle in his daddy's eye.
It was a cold day. I think Katie's going to look that up, too. Katie's going to look that up and find it.
Katie's going to look it up. But listen, remember when we were talking during the game and he got a rebound, put it on the deck, and went the full length of the floor?
Yes.
And finished with the left hand.
Yes. Attack Donovan Mitchell. Yeah.
Yep. And we said he needs to do that more often. There's no need for him to give that ball up.
Zero.
Because of the speed at which he can attack the floor. I mean, once in a blue moon, we see him go to the hoop really hard and forceful with the basketball.
Yes. Your answer is, by the way, and I remember looking at it being like, oh my God, he was 4-4 at the free throw line in their win on at the Hawks on Saturday.
There you go.
4 of 4. You
now,
rarely see that number.
What is he on the season?
Total
free throws.
6, 8, 10, 12, 15. 15 total free throw attempts through 11 games. Or no, so I'm on B-ball ref right now. It's their first 10. So
no, but he went
tonight,
0 tonight. So it's
0 tonight. Yeah, so 15 through 11 games.
Okay, yeah, DeMar has that in a game. So yeah,
But I mean, like Patrick Williams' career, he averages free throw attempts per game 1.6.
It just shouldn't be.
No, you're exactly right.
Just shouldn't be.
But you need to be a shot creating, playmaking. Yeah. I can dribble a basketball person.
Oh, I get it.
To draw the fouls that put you at the foul line. And Patrick has
get
never been that dude.
He has not. He has not been that guy. He shies away from the contact. Even his shots will. When he backs you down, it's a fadeaway. That's what he's shooting. He's not going up strong with you. Even when he drives, is as Matt always calls it, the 2-dribble pull-up every time. Because he's avoiding Patrick the contact every time.
Pass.
Yes. It's
one or the other.
It's to avoid contact. And that's why he will never get to the line like that. A dude built like that, you thinking is looking for that contact. This is why Modest will get more attempts at the free throw line, because he attacks the rim. And this is why Josh Giddey gets more attempts at the free throw line, because he attacks the rim. You have to attack it, and put your head down sometimes and just go to the bucket. He refuses to do that. When he does put his head down, you see him stop and say, oh, no, I'm going to pull up. No, I'm going to do this.
Jeff Rocks in the comments just said, Pat doesn't let you go to the free throw line because you're not allowed to pass to a teammate from there.
Damn, man.
I mean.
Yeah, but listen, this team as a whole really only at the moment has 2 guys that can create their own shot.
Zach and Coby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, Io's getting there.
Yeah.
But Io gets more of his stuff off second chance efforts.
Yeah.
Pushing the pace, cutting backdoor, open threes, even though he's not shooting very well at the moment.
Right.
But he scores a lot of points just off activity.
Yes.
Basketball IQ, being in the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really see him breaking guys down a lot. I mean, he catches and goes quick and blows by guys, but you don't see him pulling the ball out and then, go dancing and going around a guy.
Mm-hmm. I'll put Giddey in there strictly to say because he creates the action, because he goes to the bucket and he draws the foul. He doesn't have a shot to create. He's not going up the scope, but he will get there and he will make the ref blow the whistle because they will see the hair flopping in the wind. And they're like, nope, that's a foul. That hair is too awesome to be flopping like that. So I will put him in that category because he will get to the line and get you those opportunities. Patrick has never done that.
Mm-mm.
Like, it's just not been his thing. As you just read, it's not me attacking him. Matt just read you the number for his career.
Well, in the comments said that's what it says on Pat's scouting report. Pass.
Yeah, pass. That's how he does, man.
Now that you brought something up, I had a question.
Sure. Come on with it.
You think that when Gottlieb is in the locker room and he's talking to Giddey, he kind of gets starry-eyed and Giddey goes, hey, you got a question? And all of a sudden he's like, oh, excuse me?
Because he's staring at that hair.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
trying to find out that product.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how that giant mop on Giddey's head doesn't move.
Yeah.
Oh, he says he uses product.
That's
Oh, yeah,
gotta
he
be
does.
product.
Yeah, it's all the products.
Yeah.
It's
for
all the
sure.
products. Yes, with the S. That's a products.
With all the flying around you do on an NBA court, like
No, I'm curious too.
because the players that do have longer hair and let that hair, fly, maybe they'll have a headband, but you see them doing like the ear tuck all the time, whatever. Giddey's just like.
Giddey does the ear tuck a lot.
But not as much as someone like I'm thinking like Louis Scola.
Yes.
Remember old man Scola?
Yeah, absolutely.
That dude just had like stringy mop on his head, and he was doing this every 5 seconds.
Got that Joe Walsh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's that Hotel California is just blowing in the wind out there.
There's way too much wave and curve to Giddey's hair back there for it to not move.
I mean, it's amazing. It is. Usually a headband is there or something, or they have a little tie. Some of those guys have a little tie. None of that. He's like, don't give it to me, mate. I'm out there on the floor. The product is going to hold it down. And it does.
Something in there, man. Something in there.
My man said Gorilla Glue.
Hey, many uses that Gorilla Glue.
Hey, you never know.
But circling back to Pat real quick, and like as we talk about Pat and the expectations, and Goat, I think has been kind of maybe trying to be not a P-Will defender, but a P-Will explainer out of the gate this season. As far as like, look, this is what his contract is.
Right.
This can be a role player's contract in the NBA these days. This is what the Bulls need from Pat on a nightly basis compared to this is what he's giving them.
Yeah.
And on some nights, he's not giving it to them.
Yeah.
And on a night like tonight, when he gives you 13 and 10, okay. But the thing about like young guys on this team, the future core of this team, post Zach LaVine, post Vooch and all that stuff, Pat being a part of that.
Yeah.
Can you be on the floor, and you were kind of touching on this earlier, Perdue, late in a close game and affect winning positively? Because there were a couple possessions down the stretch of that fourth quarter when the Bulls were in it. 1 possession game, 2 possession game. Patrick Williams ends up with the ball in his hands on the left elbow. Dribble, turnover. Classic Pat. I forgot that one. It's either dribble, shoot, dribble, pass, or dribble, turnover.
Yeah.
The ensuing possession, I believe, or maybe 2 possessions later, still a tight game, still a winnable game. And it was, I think, mostly people I saw in the comments talking about it earlier, an unfortunate fast break, quasi-fast break scenario where Coby probably should have tossed it ahead to Io, but did it too late. And then Io had to make this like touch pass falling out of bounds and saved it to Pat. Pat's wide open for 3.
Yes.
Takes the 3. Good for him. But Pat was a good step behind the 3-point line.
Yes, he was.
Clangs off the front of the rim.
He did.
2 possessions that were key possessions for the Bulls down the stretch of a winnable game against a quality opponent where Pat came up a little short.
Yeah, and again, it was his best game of the season for me, sitting there watching him play, because he played with activity. He played with some fire. You actually saw him going into people, and going in, tipping rebounds. Man, we were going crazy, man, when he was tipping the rebound. It was like, wow, that's Evan Mobley he's going against. Like, he knows that dude is tall. Shout out, Pat, get to work. Like, we were very excited to see that. And then him actually going up, like I mentioned, the tip dunk. But the 3-point shots, he was very confident in his shooting and all things like that. But it's just becoming so predictable, Will. It's just, I know what you're doing in the first half, and I know what you're not going to do in the second half.
I know what you did last summer.
I know what you did. I still know what you did last summer.
Still know.
Listen, Chase and Ashland asked a question, and that's actually a question I wanted to ask Will, but we had to go to break, about the rotations.
Yeah. And
because I wanted to ask him, are we watching what is going to be for the Chicago Bulls as far as going forward with their rotations? Like, because it was kind of like an 8-man rotation. I'm not counting Modest, and I'm not really counting THT in that, but it felt like that 8-man rotation is what it's going to be because of, and I'm saying that because of the team that we played tonight. That was the legit NBA team, the best team in the league record-wise right now. Yep. You said we're going to go with this 8 deep, and this is it, and this is how we're going to roll. So Modest got his minutes early in like the first quarter, and then we didn't see him again, so I don't count him.
Yep.
THT, he figured out real quick, come on, have a seat with me. We're not going to do this today. So do you all think that is what it's going to be going forward? Is that rotation that we saw tonight?
You know, the interesting thing is if you go back to the Atlanta game, he changed who the bench guys was, and they made a huge impact in that second half.
Yeah.
I thought the bench was the reason why they came back and won that game.
Yeah.
You know, Zach, obviously, of how well he played, but, you know, Carter and those guys that normally don't play came in and were ready and made an impact. I was surprised that he didn't stick with that lineup.
Okay.
But there's something that tells me, I just have this gut feeling that as the season goes on, you're going to see more of Dalen Terry, more of Buzelis, more of Phillips, and Io's going to continue to get his minutes.
Okay.
Because I think they're fishing right now.
Okay.
And they have to determine what they have. If what they're saying is true, and I believe it, they're reshaping. They really need to know what they have so they can then go out and get what they need. So in order to find out, you got to play those guys. And I know the one guy that constantly gets talked about because he was drafted this year was Matas. And I understand Billy is thrown out there. He's got to earn it. What you're going to see with a young guy is inconsistency. Okay? And I think what we're starting to see now, Will, is Billy's going to be like, all right, let's throw him out there. Let's see what he does. And if we don't get a good run from him early, then he's probably not going to play again because you saw that 4-minute spurt, didn't come back in the game.
Yeah.
This was honestly a game that I think he was overmatched because of the experience that they have. But you kind of go on a hunch, got to throw him out there. Let's see how he does against these experienced guys. I thought Dallas, with the players that they have in that second unit, was a much better matchup. Played well. Okay. I forgot how many minutes he played against Atlanta, but it's going to go back and forth. Next thing, first opportunity to play in the Garden. Does he play? Because I promise you, that atmosphere can be intimidating for a rookie if you've never played there. And I know he plays with a chip on his shoulder, and I know, but just one of those things. Like when you go to L.A., you go to New York, and you kind of look around, you see who's there, and you recognize people. I mean, who was it?
Bunch of trash Knicks fans. What's there to be scared of?
There's nothing to do about being scared of the Knicks fans.
No, I know. I'm just being.
It's just that
a Bulls fan.
What the
telling the truth.
What the Knicks mean. The
trash.
Madison Square Garden means.
Trash.
Right. It's just kind of like, who was it the other night and somewhere scored, looked again, and he was like, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That was R.J. Barrett.
R.J.
Right?
Barrett, yes.
Yes.
You just
playing the
Nikolaj
Lakers.
Coster, whatever his face, a.k.a. Jamie Lannister.
Yes. Yes. His original name.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
It's just different.
Yeah.
It just is. And if you haven't experienced that, you're going to be in the layup line. You'll be like, and then you get distracted.
Yeah.
And it's easy to do. So you got to be able to stay focused through everything. And, let's see what he does. Because, again, I think we'll see that stint. Let's throw him out there, see how he does, see how he competes. If we feel like he's overmatched, maybe he won't get another run.
Wait a minute. When did that happen to you, Will Perdue?
When we went to the Great Western Forum the first time.
Okay. Who'd you see?
Which
I mean, the question is,
explain for the young people who used to play there in what decade.
The L.A. Lakers used to play at the Great
The
Western
young
was
people
Showtime.
being me.
Yes. She said that'll be me.
So-
Watch the HBO show. You'll learn a little more about it, too.
But the first time we went to the Lakers, I mean, it was obviously Jack sitting right there.
Jack Nicholson, Katie.
Yep. Denzel.
Denzel Washington.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
They're a band.
Damn.
They're a band.
Paula Abdul.
Oh, singer.
Original Laker girl.
Original
Yes, she
Laker
was.
girl. And then there was just like a lot of secondhand B actors that weren't necessarily stars, but are really good.
Steve Gutenberg.
Yeah, just stuff like that. I mean,
Partying with the Goot.
Billy Crystal
Ooh.
to it's just there's a lot there. It's kind of overwhelming because they're just
Wow.
as you keep turning around. I mean, it's just Chris Rock to it's just they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ben Stiller's there a lot.
Yep.
Knicks games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Andy Garcia.
Shout out Andy Garcia, Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan.
He be there too. Of course, Spike was there.
Yeah. I like the Spike Lee Bulls fan relationship will always be
Oh, it's the
just
best.
like,
It's the best, man.
who else just has that mental image of Scotty doing this right now? 'Cause
Sit your ass
anytime.
down.
I mean, that's what I will always think of first with Spike. A lot of people, when they think Spike Lee and NBA basketball and crossover, will think about that old, commercial back in the day. It's got to be the shoes.
Sure.
Mars Blackman,
Sure.
MJ. my first memory will always be
Yeah.
Scotty telling him to sit the F down.
Sit your head down. Then
After
saying,
destroying Patrick Ewing.
ending Patrick. Oh,
Yo.
the joy.
Oh, one of those underrated.
Yeah.
The glory days. I saw.
Beating the Knicks is fun.
I mean, look, I've rallied against the whole like Bulls nostalgia machine before because I think it's a part of reason why the Bulls are allowed.
Did you say you were raging against the machine?
Yes, I would. Round and round the family, pocket full of shells.
Come on, Katie, give me something.
Because
Over my head.
I think it's what allows this team and
It's a band.
its ownership group to get away with mediocrity season after mediocrity season after less than mediocrity season, and people still show up and buy their merch and yada yada. I've kidded people before,
The Cubs.
but I did. I do love that Chicago Bulls archive account.
Yes.
It's on Instagram, it's on Twitter, and today they had a video of a early regular season Bulls Pistons game. I believe it was November 11th, 1992.
Mhm.
MJ hit a buzzer beater for 3 to beat the Pistons. And I was watching this video while we were sitting over there watching tonight's game, and I saw
I
a
remember that
very
game.
tall, very young, strikingly handsome Will Perdue
Yes.
just jump out of his seat,
Yes.
watching courtside on the bench, be like, "Yep, let's go home." Or it was a home game, so like,
I
we're
remember
done.
that game. I remember that game because it was on WGN, and I was Wayne Larrivee on the call.
Yeah,
I remember. Yes, I definitely
Wayne
remember that game.
Larrivee.
Shout out. It was a Saturday too. Like shout out to him, man.
man.
Mike was like, "We out."
Done. Yeah,
It's what I love about
delighted.
what I like a lot of things about working with you guys.
Thank
Being
you.
able, being able to see the comments. Brian E., I like that.
Yeah. Well, testify, Big Dave. What do you say? 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Paul Abdul with the New Bulls theme song. I do think it's time. That was the other member of our crew back at NBC, same one, had been rallying for years that the Bulls needed to totally redo their starting, game coverage intro theme song, like do away with Sirius by Alan Parsons Project, because he felt compared to the old days when those of us were in those buildings, Old Chicago Stadium, Young United Center, watching those teams take the floor, compared to what it has been since, it's like cosplay, but like bad cosplay. That like no, and like we love Tim Sinclair. He's our guy. He does a great job with the PA announcements and the Bulls starting lineup intro is like a mecca kind of journey that a lot of international Bulls fans take.
Yes,
they want to go be in that building and see that.
Yeah,
because it has that power. I still like the hair rises on the back of my neck, on my arms when I'm in that building. I hear that, but it's sort of like, hey, maybe turn the page.
No,
maybe when you got a team that's worth it again, maybe bring that back.
Keep it where it is.
I think
Katie.
it needs to be like half and half though. Like I think you have to keep some of it. The starting intro music is iconic. Literally, when I hear that song in other stadiums, it's Bulls.
Yeah,
like, that they should own it.
It's
at
like,
that point.
hey,
because even people who are not from Chicago, I think that when they hear it.
Like the AI Bulls running through the streets of Chicago, making their way to the United Center.
Yep.
What have you told us on 3 different pregame shows so far this season, Purdue? This Bulls team doesn't strike the fear into anybody. And then that whole like, oh, here come the stamp, like the running of the Bulls. It was like,
that's your board.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I was going. That sucks. I'm so sick of it. Destroy the bus.
Destroy it.
Like, this is where all the problems come from. I think we're cursed because they don't destroy the bus.
Destroy the bus.
Make the bus explode again.
Yes.
Or change that silly little poorly graphic animated intro.
Hey, and that little kid who's in there, come on this show. We want to know what you're doing nowadays. I'm very curious.
The one who looks out the car window?
Yeah, because I know you're grown now.
Yeah,
I know you're good and grown. I just want to know what he's doing, man.
That kid sells insurance somewhere.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Nationwide. Is that your food? Is that your food? I'm sorry, but what you want to say?
No, I'm just sitting here enjoying the show.
Oh, okay. I think I broke Matt on accident. I wasn't trying to.
Oh, God.
One of the things that we used to remember we enjoy was when we were every time we'd play the Knicks, we would run out on the floor from the locker room for pregame warmups. They used to play New York for about 45 seconds.
Okay.
And then they would like you rip the needle off the record.
Yeah.
and the fans were already into it. And we came out, and it's just little things like that when you were playing the Knicks. You know, it was just, I mean, it's
that organ.
Yep. But it was also, think about the Blues Brothers.
Okay.
Listen, and part of this is, you know, the loudest that the United Center gets now is during the Dunkin' Donuts race.
Yes. Shout out Cuppy Coffee.
Yep. Our guy Drew Stevens had a tweet about that tonight.
Did Cuppy win tonight?
Cuppy won tonight.
Who won tonight?
Cuppy always wins.
Cuppy won tonight.
Cuppy always
the truest and realest.
Katie told me
champions.
Cuppy won at the Bears game.
I can
they
confirm.
do it at the Bears game?
Yeah, they do. And Cuppy did win yesterday at the Bears game.
I think Ice Coffee
keep
won
Chicago sports
the other
fans happy
night.
somehow, and it's certainly not with wins.
But
Fire Evil Flus.
I just remember, you know, when the Blues Brothers would come out, that place, I mean, that Blues Brothers was one of those acts during timeouts where you had one eye on the huddle and one eye on what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they would pull those people out of the stands and surf across the floor with those guys, and it just seemed a little more authentic. You know, now it's just, I mean, I get it. It's just what we have now, but it just seems like the fans were just more engaged.
Yeah.
And some of it has to do with the fact that they're not winning. But to me, some of it also has to do with everything now is
manufactured,
electronics, and manufactured, and you know, some of that, and that also, so much of that noise is just piped in. I mean, it's when you got it. If you want to take your kid, I would highly recommend you take a young child. You take those earmuff things.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw a shot coming into or going out of a commercial at some point tonight of a couple with a very young baby holding its ears because it was. But I mean, I remember loving that. That was a part of my childhood. Like, I'm partially deaf now. Some of that's genetics, but like,
is that why you yell? Being
in the United Center for playoff games and it being so loud that you couldn't even hear your own thoughts inside your head. I mean, that was iconic stuff.
Yeah, shout out to Max for the flex right there.
Yeah.
I was up in there chilling as a kid.
Damn right.
So it actually did. Who missed 2 free throws for Cleveland?
I don't know, but they're right. Somebody did get the Portillos
in this fourth quarter.
There was fourth quarter,
a bonkers Portillo's action there tonight too.
Brian is right. Like, I remember the 100-point Big Macs, and that had to change because the scoring changed in the NBA.
Oh, so that reminds me of
100 points in a win. And then they had the little cardboard cutouts with Big Macs that they would have people, you know, run.
So on the sideline. So that reminds me of a great story.
As opposed to the running of the Bulls.
Okay.
Jesus.
What time is it? Produce changes much.
Go ahead. Wait, Will had a story. Come on, Will.
So back in the day, when they had that 100-point Big Mac.
Yes, sir.
Right? So at the end of the game, we've wiped somebody out. So Jack Haley's in the game.
Oh, yeah, you definitely wiped somebody out.
Jack gets fouled, and they have 99 points.
Okay.
So obviously, as Jack's walking to the free throw line, he's getting the crowd into it because everybody knows now it's Big Mac time.
Yeah.
He's just got to make one of two. Doink, misses the first one. Place goes nuts. Doink, misses the second one. We end up with the game with 99 points.
Oh.
Right? So we give him a hard time. But about a week later, so they used to, when we used to play games at the old stadium, we'd come in and they'd have all your fan mail stacked on your chair.
Flex.
So one of the games, we look over and Zach's got his hand in his head. And he's like, Zach, you all right? He goes, yeah, man, I just got the worst letter from a fan. Like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, remember when I was shooting those free throws and I was having a good time and I was getting the fans into it and I was having a good, getting everybody jacked up and I missed both those free throws. Well, I got a letter from a lady who has 2 kids and she says, I can't believe, you did this, this, and this. I needed those Big Macs. I can't believe you missed both free throws. And he's like, oh man, I feel terrible. Can't believe I did that. I mean, I ruined this woman's life. Well, one of the guys actually convinced somebody in the Bulls office to send him a fake fan mail.
Oh my God. Yo.
So they had to fess up and be like, yo, that story, that's not true. It's okay, man. You're all right.
It's a complete fabrication. That's
that
mean.
Is horrible.
That is mean.
That is horrible.
Yeah, but you gotta listen.
Man.
He had it coming.
Okay, I mean,
Okay, because Zach was one of the guys. I mean, Jack was one of the guys. Also in another game, he came down and just hammered it on Patrick Ewing.
Okay.
I mean, it was a. So then about 3 weeks later, he comes in the locker room. We're playing the Knicks. He's got a poster tube he's carrying with him. Everybody's like, "What are you doing, man?" He unrolls this like life-size poster of him dunking on Patrick. He went to the Bulls photographer and said, "Hey, man, did anybody happen to get that?" And everybody looked through all their shots and they had it.
Yeah.
So he made a big print and he rolls it out in the locker room and he goes, "Hey, you think Patrick will sign this?"
I aspire to be that petty. That's amazing.
Man,
rest in love to Jack Haley, man.
Incredible.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
The great Dennis babysitter.
Great Dennis babysitter, baby. Yeah. He was the one.
Hey, everybody has a role.
This is true.
He played his well.
We got to get out of here in just a second, but real quick, shout out to all of our newest CHGO diehard members and all of our CHGO diehard members. Our guy Will the Goat was spitting facts and spitting some hard truths in the Bulls channel of that CHGO diehard Discord earlier today. Big Dave and I are probably going to hop in there at some point later this week, maybe after our 5:30 pot tomorrow.
Why not?
Chat with all of you diehards, get y'all's thoughts on things. That's just one of the many perks you get. 20% off when you shop at the merch store, plus that free shirt of your choice when you sign up. Discounts on our fun events, including CHGO Bears tailgates. We still got a few of those left. Wherever you are as a Bears fan right now, it's better to be with other Bears fans than alone.
That's true.
Shout out Ted Lasso. There's something worse than being sad, and that's being sad and alone. You're a sad Bears fan, come hang out at our tailgates and use your diehard discount and have an even better deal on our drinks and our food and our fun.
Sounds like a win.
Plus, of course, the best of the best when it comes to the credentialed journalists and reporters here at CHGO, including Will Gottlieb and all their great coverage. Allchgo.com is where you can find that stuff, and we save the very best for those CHGO diehards.
Yes, we do.
Join the Cool Kids Club today. We also are going to have another promo deal coming up for a Black Friday sale.
Yay.
Couple more quick comments and we'll get out of here. Shout out to Chase and Ashlyn, who I did see earlier. Dave read a comment of theirs earlier, who said, "Good to see Matt and Big Dave again. Missed you guys." Also, shout out to Will Perdue. Always one of my favorite Bulls back in the good old days. Good to see you, Chase and Ashlyn. If I recall, no, okay, that may have sounded sarcastic when it was coming out, but that was genuine. It is genuinely good to see y'all.
All right.
I feel like I remember giving them a hard time.
Yeah.
When the Bulls kept, we're one game under 500.
Oh, I remember.
And me sitting here all of last season being like, okay.
Yeah. No, I remember.
Yeah, okay.
Very well.
We do have a super chat from our guy Prison Mike. Shout out to Prison Mike saying that indeed was fun bad. At least they're supposed to be losing, not like another Chicago team we know. Oof. Speaking of the Bears, strong effort. They lost but fought hard. Any other favorite comments of yours from Katie before we get out of here?
Yeah, Will Perdue should do a relationship call-in show, and I 100% agree with that.
Sold. Will Perdue, a.k.a. Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
Hello. So, unfortunately, that reminds me of a great Cheers episode.
Okay.
Remember when he came in and he started running around? I'm running with scissors.
There's a great bit about that in Frasier where Niles is like scurrying around and trying to make some like last second alterations to his suit pants before a date, and then realizes a few leaps in that he's running inside with scissors, and then like catches himself and then like gently holds them and slowly walks across the living room. Don't run with scissors, kids.
Don't do it, kids.
Although shout out Weird Al Yankovic, great album, Running with Scissors.
Legendary.
And the album artwork. Album artwork Big Dave loves is him like crossing the finish line of a track race with scissors in each hand.
So we need to send Peck to Vegas. Weird Al is playing out in Vegas.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I would absolutely see that bleep out of that. Well, I mean, I was obsessed with Weird Al as a kid.
Like a surgeon.
I had the Food album like right when it came out on CD. Okay, kids, CDs. And CDs were like the new hot thing.
Oh my god!
After cassette tape,
scorching.
And I had one of those little mini like sphere-shaped like boom boxes, not the big ones, but like the little mini.
I got you.
Ones.
I got you.
CD player and Weird Al's Food album, and I played it playing like on loop while like using Scotch tape and cutting out little figures of fucking Beckett basketball booklets telling you how much basketball cards were worth back in the day, or other NBA magazines, and then playing Nerf basketball with my friends in my room. That was the entirety of my childhood. Was
Shout out to you.
Food album Weird Al,
I'm gonna ask you a
cutting
question.
out NBA magazines and playing Nerf hoop.
Was that your Friday night?
Oh yeah,
As a kid,
that was my
Will.
Friday night, my Saturday night, my Sunday night,
What you want to be doing,
my
Will?
Monday night, my Tuesday night.
That's good, man.
What Will wants you to be?
What do you think I'm doing here now, Will? What do you
Where's
think
your
brought me here?
bourbon? I was 10.
So you're
Will.
gonna go. So basically, you're gonna go home, look at your Beckett magazine,
Yeah.
check out your card collection.
Yeah, and I would have like this. I would cut out the tiny top sticky part of Post-it notes and write the dollar amount down to the quarter, down to the dime, on the like protective sleeves of all of my cards, and I would update them every new month. I got a new Beckett magazine.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and I don't want you to get mad.
That is not how it's supposed to start.
Who is Weird Al?
Oh.
And one hat toss.
That's
at
the only one all
very
day.
end. Hat toss at the buzzer.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
man. Oh, yeah. Shit.
What are they teaching these kids?
Oh, what are they teaching in school?
So it's,
You know what?
While you're grasping that and trying to digest what you just asked, Justin, my wife's motto in Vegas is down in dollars, up in memories.
There
Yes,
you go.
Yes.
Not rich in memories, cash poor. you're in the ballpark. In the ballpark.
Yo.
I don't like that though.
Yo.
Little cash poor right now.
Oh, Weird Al Yankovic. Shout out, man. Legend.
Katie, can you find? There was one more that I wanted to make note of. I don't know if you can like keyword search it, but it was somebody who was talking about watching, our friends Jason and Kendall, and of course Perdue on the. Oh, there we go. G Manifesto said at CHGO Sports used to watch the postgame show with Kendall, Jason, and Will religiously. Not anymore. You guys are far more entertaining and great addition with Will. Well, I mean it's not a competition. In that
not.
we love our guys, Jason Goff and Kendall Gill.
Love y'all.
They're great
bro.
people. We miss working with them.
Without a
They're
doubt.
fun people. I'm sure Perdue does too. But we're glad you're here. And if variety is the spice of life. So if you want to hang out with your fellow Bulls fans, hanging out, having some laughs in the comments.
Yeah, I do want to tell Katie.
You want to see Freak Without a Leash, Will Perdue
Yeah.
on our here platform. This is where you need to be.
I do want to tell Katie when Weird Al did his movie about his life, it was played by Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah,
The
there's
Harry
a
Potter
fairly
guy?
new movie
Yeah.
that just came out like last year
Mm-hmm.
where Daniel Radcliffe of Harry Potter fame
Mm-hmm.
plays Weird Al in a Weird Al biopic
Correct.
that is not factually accurate.
At all.
It's like a spoof biopic.
It's so hilarious.
Okay, I might watch this.
Yeah.
Also, I'm getting roasted in the comments right now.
I mean,
so
yeah,
Because you just admitted to the world you don't know who Weird Al
It's
is.
a national treasure.
Grammy winner.
Parody songs, made tons of parody songs.
that sounds so uninteresting to me.
Okay. Well,
Like a surgeon.
Oh, hey, can we go out on a good note?
My
What you
Bologna.
got, Will?
the white stuff.
Do you have the video that I sent you?
Of course I
Taco
do.
Grande.
Oh, gosh. What was the one?
Eat it.
The one about Coolio's Gangsta Paradise. What was
Oh,
that?
Amish Paradise.
Amish Paradise.
Classic.
Thank you. Yes.
All right, we got a great video from
White
one-
Nerdy. That was awesome.
We
White
got,
Nerdy was
we got a
hilarious.
video?
from the Purdues.
Oh, okay.
from the Purdues.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
let's do it.
Who is that?
He takes this personally, this challenge. So I this is one of those games.
Who
so
is
bad.
that?
I want to watch this match.
Who you
What's
watching?
even better is the guy that gets the.
Joe.
That's right.
How
Shout out.
How many English words do you think your puppy understands so far? And of that pool of words, how many are basketball related?
Well, I know the one word it doesn't know is no. I'm not really sure what
I
it
think
knows.
that's a reflection of your parenting, Mr. Perdue.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying, but
I'm doing my thing.
the one thing that dog is my wife's shadow. As we were talking about, I said, hey, let's try to keep the dog off the furniture. No.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Try to keep the dog out of the bed as I elbow it every night. No.
Get out of here, Patrick Ewing. You're one of them right there.
So,
This is my paint.
it's
That's-
we're getting there.
I'm getting there. Do you think at some point the dog will love you anywhere close to as much as it loves your wife?
No.
Yeah. See, so I was just down in Texas visiting my sister and brother-in-law.
Flex.
They got 4 pets, 2 dogs, 2 cats.
Wow.
It's a fur explosion down there, but they're all very sweet pets.
Explosion.
But they're all attached to my sister.
Yeah.
When they got their second dog, who's still just like a 1.5-year-old golden retriever, they did the whole like bridging thing because they're OG golden retriever they got right after they got married. Is getting up there.
Okay.
So they're like, we're gonna have 2 dogs, the old one and the young one. When the young one came around, my sister's plan was like, all right, husband of mine, this is your puppy, this is your dog. Like, I want another dog for the family, but like, this one's yours. Nope. Right at my sister's hip.
Wow.
Just like the other 3 pets.
Wow. Okay.
And she rolls her eyes about it all the time, but I think she secretly loves it.
Yeah. All this love. Oh. Trust me, I understand.
6 dependents in that house, and she's their favorite. All 6 of them.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother-in-law.
Yes, sir.
I think Jacob is saying that Will's dog probably knows who Weird Al is. So.
Yes. Yes.
You ever just put on the Food album on your, I'm sure, impressive home speakers, Purdue, and go to town?
No.
No? Too busy listening to the Eagles at the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Side road. The flex of the century.
The flex on that hoodie.
I used to listen to the Weird Al.
Yeah.
See, the parody songs, you don't understand where that started. I used to listen to it when it was The Shark. Remember that? When they did a song about the great white shark. Remember when Jaws was the most popular movie?
Yeah.
There was a song out there about the shark where the guy ran up and goes, "Mr. Shark, can you please tell us?" I'm serious. I guarantee you can find it. See, now I've gone past you guys.
Yeah, you have.
Katie is just looking like words.
Just how I feel every day.
Words are being
Jaws
said.
Yes.
Mr. Jaws by Dickie Goodman, 1975.
Shout out.
There you go.
Shout out Dickie Goodman.
I told you.
Yeah.
Oh, the legend.
Meanwhile, most of our audience was probably like, "Do you mean like that Baby Shark song?" Oh, Lordy.
Oh, man.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Bulls are off tomorrow, but we will be here with a live podcast for y'all, 5:30 Central Time.
So we might as well do that to all our listeners. It's just a song you can't get out of your head. Baby shark, shark, shark.
Baby Shark, Shark, Shark. Yep, that's
the one, Will.
That's the you nailed
the
it.
remix, the Purdue remix. Say what? In your stores in 2 weeks.
One more reminder, follow our guy, Gottlieb, Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com.
Did you ever dress up as Weird Al for Halloween?
No, I never did.
What?
Ooh, did I? I may have.
It's a little surprising.
I don't know. I'm going to have to check the old Halloween family photo album spank on that one.
Okay.
I can't recall off the top of my I may have. I
feel like you
did.
probably did.
I think I probably just dressed up as Weird Al every other day
just
at
to
school.
do it. Yeah, just to do
for
it.
fun.
Yeah, makes sense.
That guy over there with the cute dog is Uncle Will Perdue, Will_Perdue 32. Big Dave is at BAWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to the Queen on the controls, one and only Katie Dovey.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, 5:30 live pod tomorrow. We will see you there. Shout out to Will's better half for the chocolate chip cookies tonight.
Yeah,
delicious. Shout out to all you in Bulls Nation. Hit the like button on your way out if you haven't done it yet. Make sure you subscribe to CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Have a great night. See you. Be good.
Hug your mama. Peace.
Yes, sir.
We all silly like the mayor.